Hi, I'm Mrs. Peretz. My uncle is 104 years old, and Mr. Nahum and I went to Queens to interview him in the nursing home that he lives in. He participated in World War II. He was a part of the MP force. He was military police for I think it was the 4th Infantry Division, and he participated in the days after the D-Day invasion on Normandy and some other battles that took place in Europe and the Pacific. His name is Morton Moskowitz, and he's my favorite great uncle.
Morton Moskowitz, age 104, birthday August 12, 1909. I was in the 4th Infantry Division. I was, in the beginning, a private. I was in West Virginia training. I was in Georgia. Georgia was the main spot. I mean, the real infantry training center, as I recall. I was operated in Georgia, and I was hit twice in Germany, in France, and in Germany I was the worst battle we ever had was at the end of the war, going to be the end of the war. And it was so bad that they took out the clerks and the kitchen help and everything because we were light in division of men. I was drafted in 1943. And I was in 2 training centers. One was in Georgia, and I forgot the first one. I was transferred from there to Georgia. That was a tough one. That was the infantry training center, and we went there. I don't recall how many months we were training, and I forgot the day we left, and we were on the ship Elizabeth, an English ship. There was close to 2,500 soldiers on there, and the most beautiful sight of all was the landing the night before. There was battleships lined up along the shore of France, and they must have had around, from different countries, 6 or 7 battleships and American battleships. At around 2:30 it started in the morning. It was the most gorgeous thing you ever seen in your life. To my knowledge, I was next to Roosevelt, one of the cousins. He was a general, but he was a very light. I think he was a major general, and he got killed right next to me, and in the landing. And we dragged his body, another American soldier and we took him on shore, on shore, and we were an attachment of 98 soldiers, and out of the 98 soldiers, there must have been around 40 or something got killed on the landing, and as I recall, and the next day the 42nd, the 82nd came. They got murdered. They were hanging in the trees, the airmen. Oh, that was an awful sight. And the Germans were well prepared for us. They sure the hell was.
Were you part of the D-Day invasion?
Yeah. Well, no, I was the second day.
Second day. Okay.
Yeah, I was the second day. We were at the shore of Normandy, but we were like the second replacement. God forbid, you know, they were really killed.
Yes.
I think it was the 1st or the 2nd Division led the invasion, and they didn't get hit too. Like what I heard was they didn't get hit too hard, so they must have kept us for reserve. In the second phase of the war. After that, it was the aviators that took a real bad. The 82nd Division took an awful licking the second day they came over to protect us that were still laying on the sand. They were hanging in the trees, the young boys dead, pigeons on them. It was a horrible sight. But regardless of that, they were really the heroes of the war. The 82nd Division, 82nd Aviators, they were really brave boys, young kids. And I was 37 years old. Yeah, 36 or 37 years old when they took me.
Oh.
From then on, we went into Paris, and we were shot at by. I got hit by one of the French where we come to save them. The toughest fighting was the last day of the war. That was a real bad day for the Americans. We were short and soldiers because we were waiting for replacements. It was a forest, and it was a dreary day. It snowed, and under certain circumstances, the German was beating the hell out of us until another division came in and helped us. The worst thing I ever saw in the army is marching where the cemeteries, the burning places, and piles of children and women and men piled on the road like wood pieces, and the smell. Oh God, I still get that smell. And that was. I came back to New York to be retrained to go to Japan, and I told my mother, we were on the porch in Far Rockaway, and I told my mother I'm going to take a gun and put a bullet in if I'm called to go. I couldn't take it any longer, and thank God Truman threw the bomb and ended the Japanese War. And that was my pleasure. That's some pleasure for a vacation of 3.5 years in a war. So, folks, I haven't got any more to say, only to tell you that, God forbid, the children of this world should never have to go through what we went through. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Morty. Thank you for sharing that. I know that was hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my experience.